Did mom just try to take out OP and baby?
I think fiancé needs to wake up from whatever delusion he's having.
I'm
Good.
smelling mama's boy here.
I don't think the mom has an obsession with the dress. I think mom has an obsession with the son. Hey guys, welcome to the Honey Hearts podcast. Do we have an episode for you? I'm V.
And I'm Sandra.
And today we're going to dive into two stories, not just one, two, that are both heartwarming. Well, depends on who you are. It can be a little heartbreaking. So these two stories center around weddings. You guys love this topic, so we're going to jump into it. This is from the subreddit, Am I the A-hole? Am I the a-hole for giving mother-in-law 3 days to pay me for a new wedding dress? Or else I show the family a photo of her wearing it. So, I'm getting married to my fiance soon. I bought my wedding dress weeks ago. My mother-in-law, kept pestering me about trying it on, but I firmly refused. I finally shut it down after she offered me $100 to let her try it on. Her reasoning for persisting so much? She says it's because of her, quote, love for wedding dresses and her obsession with them.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Fast forward to yesterday. I came home from work early and I found my fiancé at home. He freaked out after seeing me and tried to prevent me from going into my room while trying to text somebody on his phone.
Oh, no.
Oh, you know where this is going.
Oh, no.
I opened the door and was shocked to see his mom standing there, wearing my dress. I instantly pulled out my phone and took a photo of her in it. She and my fiance freaked out after I told her that she needed to pay me for a new dress in 3 days. Or else I'll show the whole family the photo. She started
just
crying.
the imagery. I'm just imagining mother-in-law in my wedding dress. The fiance is there watching his mom.
It's just weird.
Dressed in his bride's wedding dress. Oh my gosh. Okay, go on.
I didn't even think about that part, but now that the mental image of the fiance just
I can't get it out of my head.
Ugh. She started crying, the mother-in-law, and then left.
I'd be crying.
Oh yeah. I'm just like, she's not the one who's supposed to be crying here. She started crying and then left. And my fiance blew up at me saying I can't be serious and that I overreacted. Because his mom just wanted to try on the dress. No harm done.
Sorry.
The gag reflex is like, oh. But I refused to listen to him because in my opinion, the dress should only be worn by the bride and the bride only. Quite frankly, I felt disgusted looking at the dress again. I don't want it anymore. I wouldn't want it either. Because the dress, that's your dress.
I would be asking for a new dress.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you visualize it. It's like...
Because that's not my dress anymore.
I felt disgusted looking at the dress again. I don't want it anymore. And so I think it's fair that she pays me after she ruined it for me. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get that compensation. He yelled at me and told me to wake up and stop treating his mom like that as if she was an enemy. I think fiancé needs to wake up from whatever delusion he's having. We had a fight after he failed to get me to back down, and he's been staying with his mom since then.
I'm smelling mama's boy here.
If the mom has an obsession, I don't think the mom has an obsession with the dress. I think mom has an obsession with the son. I felt awful, but I spent $3,000 on this dress. $3,000? And worked hard to get it. I can't stand looking at it, but people in my family think I'm escalating things and risking my relationship with not only my mother-in-law, but my fiance as well.
They have no say in this.
Risking the relationship. I think that boat has
left.
Like,
family, what are you doing? That is not the thought process here. Opie is not doing any risking. Like, the fiance and the mother-in-law are risking. Well, actually, I don't even think they think of it as risking. I think they're in a relationship of their own, it sounds like.
It's weird. I mean, if mom-in-law loves wedding dresses so much, go get married. Go to a wedding dress shop. Go
she could buy her own. Why does it have to be OP's? Why does it have to be her future daughter-in-law's dress? Like, why can't you get your own dress? No one's stopping mother-in-law from just going on a dress shopping trip on her own and picking out her own dress. Why does it have to be this specific dress? I think there is like a power tripping move there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's even weirder is the whole secretive like plan. Like, fiance and mom-in-law clearly planned this out, waited for Opie to, on a day where she's going to be at work, and then let's sneak into the bedroom and take the wedding dress and have mom try it on, and fiance is waiting at the door just in case. I'm like, that sounds so wild. not only are you lying to your partner, you're betraying her trust and confidence by doing something she explicitly was not okay with. And then you're gonna stand up for your mom in a situation where she's clearly in the wrong?
What?
Run, girl. Just
Yeah.
run. This is not a good sign.
I'd call it off.
I know some people are like, oh, but they're almost getting married. Do you really want to call off over that and risk the relationship?
It's no big deal. You're overreacting. Okay, but like if it was you, how would you deal with it? Would you really think it's no big deal if it was your dress that you spent your money on?
And it's not like, okay, this is just like a random, I don't know, like a random t-shirt or a random article of clothing with no significance, right? It's for the most, quote unquote, most important day of her life or like a big moment, right?
I think it's a power move on mom's part.
Oh, yeah. Comments. Immediate, not the a-hole. In response to the phrase, he yelled at me and told me to wake up and stop treating his mom like that. Comment says, this is concerning. Wake up to what? That he's always going to take her side? What about how she treated you when she violated a very simple boundary of not freaking wearing your dress? It's insane that not only did she ask, but she asked repeatedly.
One no is all it should take. Oh my gosh.
Who wants to wear someone else's wedding dress, though?
Well, I hope OP got out of this. This is not the guy. This is not the family. Thank you. And next.
So glad that she got to see this side of her fiance and her fiance's family
Mm-hmm.
before they tied the knot. Next comment. Why would you marry someone who went against your wishes like this and then treated you like the villain for being upset that your boundaries were crossed? The mental gymnastics to kind of see this whole situation and say, are you really going to let this affect your relationship? I'm like, yeah.
What if he's like,
Yeah.
we had something special?
Not as special as him and his mom. Okay, last comment. He knowingly went behind your back to help his mom try on your dress. He knew it was wrong. He knew you would be upset. And yet he did it anyway. Then doubled down and defended his mother when you caught them. You don't have a mother-in-law problem. You have a husband problem. Do not marry this man without addressing and resolving this issue. It will literally only get worse from here.
Yeah, I just imagine him like helping his mom zip up and button up.
Well, actually, you're right. Okay, so for those of you who have never kind of seen wedding dress try-on, usually there's a reason why there's like an associate to help you get in them. They're pretty elaborate. Sometimes they have like different zippers
It's hard
or buttons.
to get in by yourself. You need help.
So did he? Yeah. She better get that money back though.
Yeah.
You are not the a-hole. Okay, OP, get that money and don't get the man.
And sell the ring.
Okay, when I said in the beginning of this, guys, that we're going to be talking about support in the wedding and the wedding planning from family, yeah, this is not the support that I am all about. But if you guys want to support us in the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. Help us get to 500 subscribers, please.
It seems like there are a lot of different situations in which a wedding is getting canceled. We heard of, mother-in-laws being difficult. We have another story here where OP is asking if she is the a-hole for canceling her wedding. Let's see what's up. So this is coming from r/best of Redditor updates. Am I the a-hole for canceling my wedding? I am 29 years old and I have been with my partner for 12 years now. Since we have been together, his mother has made it clear that she hates me. I never understood the reason, but I think it's out of jealousy, given that before me, he was mommy's boy. Wait, this sounds a little familiar.
Is this the same OP?
This is a different story.
I'm like, this sounds like the same OP. I'm like, oh God.
My partner proposed to me when we discovered that I was 3 months pregnant, and I said yes. I was very excited and quickly began the preparations. I hired a wedding planner, and from there, everything went wrong. My mother-in-law told everyone that I was a bad woman for not taking care of my own wedding and that I was tying up her son with a pregnancy. We both paid for the wedding. Since we have been together for so long, we have shared a savings account and we have been able to save a lot. We always said that if we ever separated, we would split the account in half. And now that we were going to get married and have a baby, we used it for planning. But my mother-in-law says that the tradition is that the bride's father pays for the wedding. What?
Oh my God.
Is that a thing?
Depends. I'll say depends on the culture. I know there's some cultures where it's like one side of the family, either bride or groom side, will cover the entire wedding. So
In
I've
this
heard
economy?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Heck no.
it's not an excuse. I don't think if the main couple is not okay with it, tradition goes out the window. I'm sorry. Like, whatever the main couple says goes.
And since I don't have a father, I should take care of the expenses.
No.
My fiance told her that was stupid and to stay out of finances, and he wasn't asking her for money. Even though my fiance threatened not to invite her to the wedding, my mother-in-law continued making comments like that. Everything collapsed when I tried some things from the banquet and realized that they had nuts and other things to which I am allergic, although I did report my allergies to the coordinator. I ended up in the emergency room. Luckily, nothing happened to my baby. My husband has the emails registered on his mother's computer since it was our old computer. My partner didn't think twice and immediately accused her of it, and he also told her that he no longer wanted to have contact with her. For my part, I began to rethink my entire situation. Did mom just try to take out OP and baby?
Like, that's malicious. I mean, from the way it's phrased, I have a deep suspicion. My gut intuition is telling me that mom kind of, I don't know what she did. Maybe she like edited the email, or maybe she did something with the email where OP's allergies were never sent
And
over.
you know, mom earlier mentioned that OP was trying to baby trap her son. So maybe mom was trying to take out. Oh my God, that's a little bit morbid. He has already recanted and brought his mother back into our lives again, so I can't trust his word.
No.
And I really don't plan to risk it again, and even less so with my baby. She didn't care that she could lose her grandson. I love him with all my heart, but right now I have more love for my son and also fear of his mother. And when it came time to return certain deposits, I put them in the savings account. My partner did not realize this fact until he went to the place where we had ordered the cake to make sure of the ingredients and found out about my cancellation. I'm thinking that maybe Opie could have communicated the cancellation.
I think this signals a bigger problem, though. I think OP doesn't even trust her fiance anymore. That's why she's going and doing it.
I told him that I no longer felt safe about getting married, that I loved him, but I didn't feel safe that the two of us, me and my baby, would be close to his family. He told me that he was willing to stay away from everyone for both of us, but I can't believe him. He had already said it before, and a few months later, we were back to the same thing. I remained firm with my decision and gave him the ring. His mother started spreading the rumor that it was my ex who broke up with me.
The nerve. What a vicious lady. I don't even think the mom-in-law really cares that much about the fiance. Because if you care about your son, there's no way you're going to do this to someone who's important to your son.
She was willing to give up grandson to keep her son.
She's risking it all. She's walking down that villain arc.
Comment says, "You'll never be the a-hole for protecting yourself and your baby. You're not the a-hole for canceling the wedding." First update comes January 2024. So not too long ago. Thank you for your comments and your advice. It's been almost 2 months since my mother-in-law tried to poison me while I was pregnant with her grandson, and a few things happened. My mother-in-law continued to spread rumors that I cheated on her son and that my baby was not her grandson. So I got tired and asked my ex to come out and say that everything his mother said was a lie, but he didn't do it. Wait, you have to tell him to tell people that this is a lie?
Yeah, no, throw the whole ex-fiance into the trash. He is not worth your time. He's a danger to you, actually.
Oh, on the contrary, he told me, quote, "Let's do a DNA test so that my mother will stay silent." That is not the move.
So he has to somewhat believe in the mother-in-law to be saying that.
I think she's getting in his head.
I think he's already spineless, but I think he's just kind of believing in it.
She's like worming in his head, like... I told him that I would not please her and that if he was not going to defend myself and his son, he better not even think about being the father of my baby.
Agreed.
Not even that made him react. So I blocked him and decided to consult with a lawyer. Yes, finally, I was waiting for the lawyer call on the issue of custody and parental rights. After that discussion, I had a few really calm days. The accusations simply stopped and many apologized. For a moment, I believed that my ex had come to his senses and defended me. But the peace ended quickly. Last week, my mother-in-law entered my apartment where she lived with her son before we separated.
So she, of course, she probably had a spare key made just in case.
Guys, update your locks when you move in.
No matter who it is, okay?
By default,
Always.
change your locks. I don't know how and I don't know how long ago, but she had a key and she stole my baby's ultrasounds and all my medical records from my house. Okay, this is a crime.
Honestly, the fact that she even knows your address is concerning. I would, if I were OP, I would move.
She has the key.
I wouldn't even say anything to the ex-fiance. I would literally move.
Luckily, I caught her just when she was running away from my apartment. Oh my gosh, what is this?
Just imagine the street chase,
What is this? I confronted her. She tried to justify her actions and say that the ultrasounds also belonged to her son. When I asked her to hand me what she had taken from my house, she started yelling at me, quote, that I was taking her grandson away from her. I reminded her that she had tried to kill her grandson and she had disowned him. That's when the attack became physical. Lucky me, my neighbors came out when they heard the screams and defended me. Also, one of them decided to call the police.
Thank you. Is that not the first reaction someone would have?
Finally, they took her away for assault and burglary. When they arrested her, they discovered that she had also stolen my passport and money, and she justified everything because, quote, she was afraid that I would flee the country with her grandson. After that scandal, my ex came to my apartment complaining about me for reporting his mother. He also tried to hit me.
I knew this was coming. Apple does not fall that far from the tree.
But at that moment, his sister and brother-in-law were there and they defended me and called the police. Before, he had violent reactions, but he had never tried to hit me. With everything that happened, I no longer felt safe in my apartment, so I made the decision to return to my native country before my baby is born. Regarding the legal issue, I must say that I am considering not continuing with the complaint. Girl, given that this takes time and I am already almost 6 months pregnant, so my possibilities of leaving before my daughter is born are being limited. Edit, I'm sorry in advance if you don't understand my English. I try to improve every day, but it's difficult for me. That's fine. I try to edit on the fly. Hello everyone, I came back here because many have asked me for an update. It will be the last one I do. I'm in Chile. I came February 16th. I am currently living with my mother while she can go back to work and rent an apartment. My pregnancy is going well. If everything goes as we hope, he will be born at the end of April or beginning of May. Oh, so she did leave. That's good.
Oh, that's good. I think she literally had to physically remove herself.
Yeah, well, everyone surely wants to know what happened with the complaint or with my ex-mother-in-law and the father of my baby. I spoke with my lawyer and he told me that even if I didn't want to, we couldn't eliminate the complaint given the seriousness of the charges. My lawyer asked the judge to give me authorization to leave the country. I didn't have any problem. I can make any statement by remote video call. Technology.
Nice. I love it. I love it.
Now I would like to be able to say that my last days in that country were calm, but that was not the case. My ex found out where I was living and made a fuss. He arrived with a bat and destroyed sister-in-law's car. Then he attacked brother-in-law. My sister-in-law and I locked ourselves in the bathroom while we called the police. They took him away and he was arrested for violating the restraining order, damage to private property, and assault. He is finally in jail.
That's a happy ending.
Days later, we received a very shocking visit. Apparently, mommy's boy, calling it like you see it. Not only was he a violent man, he was also unfaithful. That's right. He had a lover for 9 years out of the 12 that they were together, with whom he has 2 children.
Oh, no wonder he's worried about, is that my kid? Pot calling the kettle black, I see.
The very shameless one went to my sister-in-law's house to ask for money for her children and to talk to me so that I would remove the complaint. The mistress even had the nerve to blame me because my ex didn't marry her. This destroyed me even more. I never saw a single sign. It makes me sick to know that there was never a single sign that made me suspicious. Now I can only wonder how naive was I. I don't understand how he could be unfaithful to me. Now I feel insufficient. It's hard for me to believe that I wasn't enough for him.
I feel so bad for OP because to think that, oh, this was just a mother-in-law problem. Like, no, it is like that one comment said, it is a ex-fiance problem.
Yeah. I'm so glad OP was able to go back to her hometown in Chile because I really think it took that physical barrier to keep her safe, her and baby safe.
And I think it was a big step to literally move away from your ex-fiance, someone who you had a really long relationship with. Because I see that a lot. We see it where, oh, well, we've been together for X amount of years. I'm like, girl, no, go. If you need to go, you need to go.
That is so wild. It's like, oh, mother-in-law included things on the menu, on our wedding menu, that I'm allergic to. And then it just became, oh yeah, so like, he came over with a bat,
Yeah, and she broke into my apartment and stole
stole
my
my
stuff.
passport.
Oh, yeah. No wonder the husband never quite cut mom-in-law off. They're basically the same people.
Am I the a-hole?
I mean, obviously a big no.
No. Let us know in the comments below what you think of today's stories. We have 2 crazy wedding stories today. So let us know what your thoughts are on those.
Yeah, definitely very chaotic. And don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button, help us get to 500. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, give us 5 stars.
5 stars only.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Bye.